This is Kathy Biehl of EmpowermentUnlimited.net with Astro-Insight for the week of January 4th, 2021. Yes, 2021. At last, we have arrived at the first full week of the year that is not 2020. And the activity going on this week alone really signals that, yes, we're in a different vibe, a different atmosphere. The very beginning of the year was gentle, but boy, now the pace is ratcheting up. And there are several big themes to all the activity this week, and there's a terrific amount of it. Our thinking, our communication mode, the types of messages that we get drive home the massive transformational process that happened last year, and our thinking plays catch-up. Last week's Cancer full moon had us playing emotional catch-up. Now we are mentally getting real, getting on board, being incredibly candid with ourselves and possibly with others about the changed circumstances that we're in. Topics and conversations are likely to be important and profound and meaningful, and not just sitting around trading trivia, trading gossip, trading storylines, unless, of course, the show storylines are really profound and meaningful. If there is a conversation you've been waiting to have, this is the time to do it. At the beginning of the week, when Mercury meets Pluto, when the planet of communication meets the keeper of secrets and hidden treasures and really scary stuff. Right after that, the air shifts noticeably. Our motivations, our drive, our general approach to everything gets out of the I'm going to punch your lights out, let me go after it, where's the fire mode that it's been in since June, when Mars, planet of action, planet of shove, cosmic first responder, entered his home sign of Aries. And instead of his usual few weeks tour of duty, he hung out in his home sign for months, 6 months or so, and dusted it up with Pluto and all of the other change agents that have been deconstructing our foundations and our goals and the givens in our lives. Mars is finally done with that. On the 6th, he moves into Taurus. Slow, steady, earthbound, practical. Let me sit and hold this. Let me touch it. Let me experience it with my senses. Let me taste it. Taurus. Very methodical. Instead of jumping off the cliff, looking at the cliff for quite a while. This is real strong, measure twice, cut once energy. Careful, deliberate. Did I mention careful? Now, he does have incentive to get moving on some things. On the 8th, he and Mercury get into a shoving match, and there is something that happens that forces implementing an idea in a physical way, walking your talk, following through on a notion. Could be someone says something that gets you motivated, could be that you have an idea, could be that you're just forced into following through on something that you say you're going to do. And you've got help and assistance with this. This is not argumentative, let's punch each other's lights out energy like Mars was exhibiting and triggering so much of when he was in Aries. And the reason for this is that our social mode is following him into very deliberate, very practical, very tangible, very concrete things. Venus, the ruler of everything we value, moves into Capricorn on the 9th. This is Santa baby mode. This is, don't speak to me of sweet nothings. Give me something solid. Give me something I can take to the bank. Give me something that preferably is going to increase in value over the years. And on the 9th, Venus and Mars are in cahoots. They collaborate. Our desires, our hearts, something says, this is what I want. And it's not a notion, it's something tangible like this. I want a box of chocolates. I want flowers. I want something I can touch, taste, smell, experience with my senses. And Mars says, okay, gonna do your bidding, goes for it. So something happens where there is a harmony in approach, a harmony in goals, a harmony in desires. In relationships, this could be creatively extraordinarily productive. This could be financially extraordinarily productive. It could be inside you. It could just be a vibe. But it carries a really strong make it happen, make it real, put it somewhere where I can touch it. This is show me the money energy. And we're willing to commit to whatever this entails. Communications are serious. They're adult. They're grown up. They are not full of fluff. Mercury, ruler of our mind, fuses with Saturn, the planet of adulting, also on the 9th. People could, at least mentally, commit to something. Now, it might have to do with friends or long-term goals or something for the good of the community, or it could be a future vision of some sort. This is the next stage in the mental process that began the week. In the beginning of the week, we wrap our brains around the deconstruction and transformation that has been ongoing. By the 9th, we are wrapping our brains around the new construct, the new structures that are building, which might have something to do with technology, might have more to do with community. We might be on a collective basis giving up our addiction to focusing on the government and looking more at what groups can do or the individual can do. That might be too much of a pipe dream, but regardless, you're going to sense from the beginning of the week to the end of the week a real arc from, all right, this is what's happened, I can see what's transforming, to, here's where we are. I see what's building. I'm on board with what I'm building. I see the future. Let's get going that way. And there's a little bit of discomfort in it. There's something here that does require putting on big boy, big girl pants, and they're not entirely comfortable. They chafe. They're not a material that we're used to, but a voice in us is saying, suit up, show up. It's time. It's time. Fascinating start to the year. Fascinating. Something Mr. Spock would say, which is quite appropriate. Homing thought of the week. Bloom where you are planted. Song of the week, Show Me from My Fair Lady. And the image of the week is sending a messenger to the store for you. What are you asking him to bring? Groceries? Flowers? Learn more about what's ahead for this year in my talk about the December 2020 solstice and 2021 overview, which is available at my site, empowermentunlimited.net, where you can sign up for my mailing list and get a Jupiter and Aquarius downloadable guide as a thank you, and book a session with me. I'm Kathy Biehl, a professional astrologer with more than 30 years' experience. I host lively conversation on Facebook at Empowerment Unlimited in the group The Astro-Insight Lounge. I have lots of bonus content at patreon.com/Kathy Biehl, and I am so grateful to the people who are supporting my work there. I post on Instagram at @KABiehl and on YouTube at the Professional Aquarian channel. Talk to you next week.